The Democratic Alliance in the Free State is set to hold its provincial congress in Bloemfontein today. The gathering will see delegates from across the province come together to discuss organizational matters and chart the future direction of the party in the province. So for more on that story, let's go to SABC News reporter Makgala Masiteng, who joins us now live from Bloemfontein. Makgala, good afternoon. Where are we in the order of proceedings? I don't see much movement, but I imagine that there's a lot of moving parts in putting together the DA's provincial congress. Where are we in that order of proceedings?
There's actually a lot of activities, Tula Sizwe. We just stepped outside because the proceedings are continuing inside. They are now delivering a report by the provincial outgoing provincial chairperson. But what I would tell you is that we have already seen several leaders addressing the delegates here. Even the leader of the party, John Steenhuisen, has already addressed some of the delegates. Of course, giving them a marching order in terms of the upcoming local government elections, talking about that they should by all means go out on the ground to speak with the people and of course ensure that they bring down the support of the ANC below 50% in order to ensure that the DA is able to take up many of these municipalities. In fact, some of the leaders, including Roy Yankelson, who his position was uncontested, so he continues to be the leader of the party here in the province. He has already indicated that they are ready to march on. In fact, they are saying that they are not only starting now because it's the election year. They have been on the ground ever since the last elections, and some of the details that they have already emerged during some of the addresses, Tula Sizwe, is the fact that the Free State is the only province that has really seen growth when it comes to the provincial and the national election results ever since the formation of the party. I would like to bring on the party leader, John Steenhuisen, into this conversation to talk about the marching orders that you have already given to the delegates here, of course, leading up to the local government elections. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, well, obviously, what we've done at a national level is brought the ANC below 50%. We want to do the same in municipalities around the length and breadth of South Africa. Our focus is here today on the Free State. Municipal governance is in an absolute crisis. Here, roads that are broken, sewage on the streets, people without water. Where there is water, it's undrinkable, electricity outages, and no jobs. People here are desperate for work. They want the ability to be able to feed their families, to be able to build a better future. But in many instances, these municipalities are working against them. So the marching orders has been, we've got to go and liberate these municipalities now from corruption, from maladministration, from poor service delivery, and bring the DA difference that we've demonstrated in Umgeni municipality, in Cape Town, in Midvaal municipality, and bring those good governance principles to bear so we can rescue these municipalities.
Are there any different strategies that you'll be applying here in the province? Of course, we have heard of the DA wanting to take over many of these municipalities. In the past elections, of course, you were able to put hold onto that Fezile municipality, but I've heard some of the leaders even mentioning Metsimaholo and Mangaung Metro municipality.
Well, all of them, and we're going to go into every corner, and that was my core message to our party today, to energize them, to go out and become evangelists on the doorsteps of the Free State, giving people hope and explaining to people that it doesn't matter if you're in Metsimaholo or Mangaung, you get the government that you vote for. No, you're staying at home and not voting. That's saying that you're happy with the status quo. If you want to see change, you have to become that agent of change. And we have to be able to knock on the doors across the length and breadth of the province and South Africa, showing people that there is a better way. There are municipalities where the taps are working, where there's electricity, where there's jobs, where there's public transport systems, and those are DA-run municipalities.
Talk to us in terms of leadership. Roy Yankelson, of course, he has been the party leader for quite some time, and even today he's uncontested. Talk to us about the critical part of ensuring that continuity, but also bringing in the new talent or new young people into the picture.
Well, politics often requires you to prune the vine sometimes and to stimulate new growth. And what you want to do in a political party is to balance experience and current ability and stability with new talent and new ideas coming through. A party that doesn't bring new ideas and new people through will eventually wither on the vine. If you want to keep producing the fruit, you've got to prune, you've got to bring in new ideas, you've got to do new things. And that's what new leadership comes through. So there's a new chairperson that will be elected here today, there's other positions. But I think what Roy brings really to the Free State is a determination. We had a great result here in the last election. Some of our best results in the country was in parts of the Free State. And I think Roy's leadership has cemented that. So I'm very glad that he's staying on, and I look forward to continuing to work with him.
But are you confident with what you want to achieve in bringing down the support of the ANC below 50%, specifically looking into the dynamics here in the province?
Yes, I think so. If one looks at the polling, all of the major polls have the DA neck and neck now with the ANC, where in the past, at this time of the election cycle, we would be 10 to 15, up to 20 points behind. We're now running neck and neck in all the major polling across the country. So I think with the right message, with showing voters that we're determined to fix the mess, but also that we care about them. We care about single mothers who are struggling to make ends meet. We care about the father who can't get a job. We care about those unemployed graduates who are struggling to find work even though they have degrees. And those are the things that we want to make better in South Africa, and that's our determination.
Thank you very much. That is the DA leader, John Steenhuisen, of course, talking to us about the marching orders he's already given to the delegates gathered here at the Bloemfontein City Hall, Thulasizwe Similani, just saying to them that they need to go out on the ground and ensure that they are able to bring down the support of the ANC here in the province below 50% in all of those municipalities. Of course, these are the developments that we'll keep monitoring on the ground as we keep reporting on the issues here in the Free State.
All right, Makgala, thank you for that. Makgala Masiteng reporting live there for us from the Democratic Alliance's Provincial Congress out in the Free State. Roy Jankelson stays put as leader of the party in the province. And as you heard there in that conversation, a buoyant sounding John Steenhuisen about their prospects going towards the local government elections. So we'll have to see how that plays out because, of course, there is that little factor of the National Congress of the DA that will be held in April in the build-up to those elections. But John Steenhuisen quite clear about his confidence that they can bring the ANC under 50% in the Free State, citing polling that he says right now it has them neck and neck in the Free State. So it will be an interesting political year going forward, not only in the Free State, but across the country as we build up to local government elections 2026.